So Spencer, how's it been coming back of our Common Ground tour? What you been up to since that?
Oh, that was such a fun tour. I just went straight back in the studio, wrote, I think, 12 records between the Common Ground tour and this next album tour. So I'm really pumped to try them out.
Dude, you just breathe and live music. I mean, don't you have an album coming out? Like what, you've done 12 tracks since that. Are those
Yes.
on the album, or is this stuff even
Oh,
what's gonna
that's
happen after?
Yeah, it's stuff that'll happen after. I may not release any of these tracks. Who knows? I just really like trying out new music. I like to, every show, I like to, bring some stuff no one's heard before, like debut something that I haven't debuted at any other show. So I always want to keep it fresh, constantly bring the fans, whatever I'm working on in the studio that week.
So how do you know when you've got so many tracks? How do you know which ones you wanna like keep playing, or is that how you sort of test these things out? So you have like five new tunes, and then one of those things has that little magic thing that keeps you playing it, and then the four you drop, or like how do you manage such a big amount of music?
That's exactly it. I love extended sets myself because I like making like deeper music. I like making bigger music. I like all sorts of music. So it's like I can, you have 4 or 5 hours to test out a lot of flexibility in the tracks. So I can, play 5 or 6 new tracks that I've been working on. And then maybe there is that, as you said, that 1 or 2 tracks in there that, the whole place is going nuts, and then it's like, oh, I may release this one, like that's a good one to release, so it's always nice to kind of test all your ideas, and the crowd never lies if they like it or not. It's not like someone giving you feedback, oh, change this, it's like if they're not dancing, it's not a good track. You know what I mean?
Or is that the illusion of perfection that you have right there? Like like okay, yeah, so you have your first album coming out, so how, like, is that how you pick the tracks for the album, or like how did you approach collecting only a few tracks for the album, because clearly you've got so many.
Right. It started out as a process. I came into it. I knew I wanted to do an album. I knew it was a mix album. So I came in with maybe 20 to 30 of my favorite records that I've been playing a lot in my sets. And then I just kind of started narrowing it down. I got it down to maybe 15, got it down 14, cut one. And then you kind of just wanted, I was trying to see like what mixes well with what. And then I had to change certain keys on certain tracks to make it mix a little better. And then, next thing I know, I have an hour of music that's seamless flow, and I'm like, well, here's the album.
That's really cool. And I think, I'm just hearing from so many people that, albums are dead in the streaming world. You can't mix tracks together because, if people have things on random, it's not going to work. Is this your kind of rebellious self, like trying to show to the world that, look, there's value in the journey, or am I putting sort of words in your mouth?
No, but I find, like people really, really enjoy, mixes when they're working, working out, driving, traveling, like whatever. I find a lot of people really want, a seamless flow of music, myself included. I love when the music doesn't have an interruption, like when everything is all linked together, you know what I mean? So I was just like, why not, do a mix album that someone can sit down and have an hour of music that sounds very, the same vibe. And, you can put it on when you're like driving down the coast or in the gym or doing emails or like whatever it is. It just keeps you in flow. I think back when I was studying university, I would always look for these mixes that would keep me in flow. So I think that's really important to stay focused on whatever you're doing. And I think music is like a key to keeping that. So when you have the music going all over the place, you can't really focus because you have, like a techno banger 1 second, and then you have like a super deep track that doesn't make any sense after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's also surprising how hearing a track after another one really affects how you hear that one. So
exactly, yeah.
So coming at it from a DJ angle, I can totally get what you're looking for there. So
yeah, exactly.
So what are your kind of favorites from the album, or like have a few of those tracks kind of really stuck out for you? And then you're clearly playing so much material. Are you playing all of the album tracks out at the moment in your sets, or are there like a few of them that you clearly like stand out for you?
Right. I have played them all out minus one. I have not played one of the tracks out, but all the rest I have played out. Some I play more than others, but there are a couple tracks, specifically Nightwalk. That one has been, just destroying every venue. So I play that.
Surprise.
I play that one pretty much every set because, it does such damage. It is still unreleased. So, I love that feeling when no one has the song yet, but everyone kind of recognizes it from like mixes or past shows they've seen. So then everyone is kind of going nuts to things that they don't have yet. And I think there's something magic about that. If you can make people dance to something that they don't really know, but everyone's going crazy, I think that's the sign of like a track that, is a solid track from the album that I'll continue to play out quite often.
Wicked. Well, I mean, talk about playing out. Obviously, you've got the album coming out. You said you're in DC today, right?
Correct.
Are you going to be touring through summer? What are your kind of plans for the next couple of months?
It is a very long tour, and I'm so grateful to be on it. It's basically, I'm on the road until September, basically. So I'm going to be constantly touring. I'm doing a bunch of open to closes and extended sets, so between 4 to 6 hour sets every single night, which is great. This is what I've wanted to do, since I was much younger. So, it's kind of a dream come true to me, that I can play these 4, 5, 6 hour sets where I can showcase a couple hours of my deep stuff, a couple hours of my kind of groovy stuff, and then a couple hours of my kind of harder stuff, you know what I mean? And it gives you the flexibility to play everything that I want to play. So, it is a dream come true, and I'm so grateful for it.
So what are the kind of, like, how do you look at future? Do you have some kind of dream situations, like dream gigs you want to play, dream collaborations you want to do? What are the sort of things that you haven't yet done that you really want to do?
I have some ideas for some outdoor parties, like some extended sets. More info about this later. I don't want to reveal too much, but I've really been looking into following the set of all these club sets, like doing some like special outdoor, like either rooftop sets or, beach vibes, like really small and intimate, just really long sets, maybe around the sunset or something, but can't reveal too much about that. But like that was kind of a vision of mine maybe about a year ago. We're starting to have talks about it, so that'll be exciting. And also just keep on chugging these mix albums out. I think I'm actually working on my second right now.
Slow down.
But I don't know, it's such a fun routine to get in where, you're making all this music and then you're like, like, which of these link together and how can I make it flow well? I think it's like a fun extra challenge rather than just writing a bunch of music. Now it's like, now how can I tie all of my music together?
Well, that sounds so exciting to me. Like every time I speak with you, I just get so energized. Like I don't know what it is about your energy. Like just coming off the tour, I've just been sort of soaking up your kind of enthusiasm for music, and it's That's really awesome. Contagious in the best possible way. So
thank you.
I think your album's going to do that to a lot of people, and the lucky people that get to come to see you play out as well are going to have just the best time ever. So, just keep at it. I really hope we get to play together again at some point in the near future. And,
thank you so much. We will. Are you going to be in Australia?
I am.
Okay, I'll see you there.
Melbourne and Sydney for a whole 3 days in Australia for me. But I love playing. I love playing there, and Gabriel and Dresden are coming there as well. So
cool.
I think it's gonna be great.
Great time.
So see you in Melbourne.
That's great. Yeah, see you there.